Are historic war games a hobby worth exploring? I set out on a mission to find out. If you haven't been following this channel, you might not know that there's this inside joke of me not enjoying war games.
Hello, I'm Janis. I just played the war game and I'm gonna talk about it for 3 hours. And this Janis is gonna edit the video and listen to it twice. Oh no, this sucks.
And there's definitely some truth to it, as the experience I have with historic war games hasn't been the greatest. But I haven't played nearly enough war games to have my final say, as well as the ones that I have played is a very random crop. So maybe a wargaming expert could give me 5 board games to try out so I can finally decide, are they for me or are they not? So here's the deal, today is Janis' birthday and it's the perfect time to start this challenge. Janis is the wargaming expert here, and if he can't find the right games for me to try out, well then just historic war games are not for me. How you doing?
Great. Got my son from school.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. You shouldn't have.
I have a small gift for you, and it's kind of a challenge thing.
At my age, everything's challenging.
So you really like war games, but you usually are saying that you don't have friends to play war games with.
Maybe.
I'll give you 2 months time, all right, 2 months, and 5 board games. 5 historic board games that I will play with you, all right? You can pick whichever ones. And you have to change my mind about historic war games.
So here's the thing. You said it's a challenge for me. Seems like you're gonna be the one who's gonna have a big challenge.
Well, it is kind of your birthday gift, you know? So it's still gonna be a task for you to make sure I change my mind, so the viewers will know which 5 games are really good to try to get into historic war games. Have fun with it, buddy. The time starts now.
Oh, I will. Oh, I will so much have fun.
So it begins. I'm going to Janis' place and we're gonna play 2 war games today. He's gonna teach the rules. I'm always excited to try out new board games, so excited about today, but also I don't have too high hopes. If I do not change my mind on war games, then it might not be the war game's fault, it might be Janis's. So, you know, the board games that I've played always felt like they are sacrificing things for it to be historically accurate, and it's for me not fun. That's why there is this challenge, that's why I want to try this genre with the best games Janis can teach me or provide. So fingers crossed Janis changed my opinion with these games.
We recently played 2 war games, didn't we, Janis?
Yes, from which only one counts.
Why doesn't the other count?
Because it's not a historic war game,
Wow.
and this whole challenge was about historic war games.
These fantasy deniers.
The first game we played, and that actually counts, Sekigahara.
Sekigahara, the unification of Japan.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Thank you. Let's leave it at that.
It has 3 really good things, right?
You never have to play it again.
First one, I really enjoyed the pieces. Your armies are hidden, and then turn around these blocks.
For all you wargamer nerds right there, it's called a block war game. They're like, why didn't he say so?
You are here to be the war gaming expert, not me. Yeah. Enjoyed the winning condition that you need to kill my general, and you never know where he is. I was very tactical and was hiding him in the front lines.
That's ridiculous. How did I not?
So you missed out on him and didn't kill him?
I didn't hide my general. You always knew that he's way back there running
General
around.
was a coward, just hiding in a corner and not doing anything.
No, he was in attack.
Mine was in the front lines, fighting, winning, by the way.
Barely.
I mean, the combat was pretty interesting, where you can play these cards, which is fine, but I think the most interesting part, which also brings out the flavor, was the loyalty cards. When a battle starts, I can take your troops suddenly, or maybe you could take mine if I haven't prepared for it. It was 3 hours with the rules, so 2.5 hours, I think.
I think you can squeeze this into 2 hours.
For what it is, it's a tiny bit too long.
This covers whole unification of Japan. Would you want to unify Japan in 20 minutes?
Would be great. That would be a great game. This in 20 minutes would be 10 out of 10. And this was his way how to make sure I play more bad games. Because
He set it up, we played it, and it turned out it's not a history game, so that's a way how he made me play more war games, which I won't forgive you.
That's your point of view that it's not a history game. You weren't there.
I hope you will do better next time.
No, you need to do better.
How disappointed will you be if I win all 5 games? That's the new challenge. We have 3 categories. Number 1 is I want to play this again, alright?
You're gonna say, hey, Giannis, do you want to play Sekigahara?
The other one is, alright, I play it because you want it. And the third one is, it's not for me. This one goes to the middle one, right?
Okay.
I would definitely play it if you want to. It's a really good game, I thought. But also, I think once was enough.
I'm on my way to the second game day rather. We're gonna play a game that even Giannis hasn't played, but he's confident that that's gonna change my mind.
Vijayanagara, a symmetric game where each player plays a faction and you have your own ways to score points. And the basic system is that we flip a card and just it tells who goes first and you can decide to do either an action or the event on the card.
Yeah, but if you do stronger actions or the event, then next time you kind of skip your turn.
Yeah, so you pretty much will go every other turn. Yeah.
Again, didn't blow my mind, but it was definitely fun. And then what I enjoyed here was the event deck because there were like super strong, cool events with this historic flavor as well. You were playing the
Delhi Sultanate that start out in a super great position and so slowly chipped away and I lost miserably.
Cool, we were 3 players and each playing for our own good, but from time to time there were some events or something that kind of made us want to work together against you, for example.
Yeah, the Mongol invasion.
If in Sekigahara I learned a little bit about the history, then in this one I learned a lot. Also, it will go in the middle.
Yeah. You scared me there for a second because you're like, also... And I thought it's gonna go.
No, definitely. If you would suggest, I'd definitely would.
I would. I already did once, didn't I?
We are in a board game camp with million people.
Million?
35. But million people.
35 million people.
And most importantly, amazing people that all are here to play board games. And we're taking the time to play one of the board games.
For the video.
Memoir 44. You said it's gonna be an amazing game, huh?
Stop saying that on camera. I never said that. Never said it. I said it's gonna be a great game. It's number 3 on our list.
Yeah, and you said it's gonna be the easiest one.
This is gonna be a breeze because it's gonna be so snappy.
So would you say if you haven't ever played any war games, then this would be the first one?
Yeah.
Why didn't we start with this one?
Anyway, that's it for the intro in this. Let's see Giannis' thoughts after the video.
Yeah. Giannis doesn't know what's coming.
I don't. Oh, and I do. Sorry, I do. His defeat. His defeat. Oh, man. More.
This was the role of the game, okay? This is it, right? I have to.
Yes. For a second there, I thought it's not gonna.
And then that's it. That's it.
All right. Well, that's Memoir 44.
I loved it. I'll be honest. I really loved it.
It's very simple.
I'm taking a little pause from board games, played tons of them already, and most importantly, we just played Memoir 44, and I thought, it's really cool. It's really quick, snappy. I think it's the best and most polished user experiences, if I could say that. Maybe it's not as epic as Vijayanagara or others, but it's a good starting point, I think. Yeah, and then I think you could build up on that. This one is the one that's starting to maybe turn my thoughts. So this is where Board Game Camp takes place? Absolutely nowhere. It's a really cool place to get away from people, things, and just have time for your friends and play a lot of board games. I really recommend hosting one of these events if there's none in your area. Then, you know, do it yourself. Will I ever play a war game after this video? You don't know just yet, but starting to feel like it.
So this one's the lightest one of them all, like by a mile.
I had a blast playing this one.
Was that pun intended? Because, you know, you're blowing stuff up and you said you had a blast?
This one, I definitely will put in this category where I would even suggest to you, hey, could we play this one a bit?
Anyways, 2 more to go. And the grand finale will be Here I Stand, the biggest war game you have played as well. But before that, the most cinematic and thematic war game. At least that's what he said.
Commander.
We played Germans and Russians
Yep.
fighting each other this time in Second World War. And first thing we noticed that all the people that passed us just saw this paper and thought, what is this?
Yeah, their faces were like,
One really cool part in this game is that you have this deck of cards, and this deck of cards does everything. Events there, it has actions there, it has random hex if you need it, and it also rolls dice for you. So whenever you have to shoot, you have to turn over a card. Well, the little caveat is that you taught me the wrong rules.
yeah, I messed one rule up. So when you shoot like ordnance weapons, like big cannons or mortars,
What he's trying to say is that
you don't have to aim every time.
so
Yeah.
it's half as much of rolling.
Well,
than
we were
did
very
roll.
careful with aiming. Just
I didn't, I guess, get the right taste, and for me, that taste that I got was just too much rolling.
that's
and,
okay.
too
We
random.
can always try again. We can always try again.
I totally agree with you about the thematic feel, because you definitely can feel you're stuck in a house and then desperately trying to shoot, or people are shooting at you, and you feel closed in, and you definitely have the like feel
Yeah.
of a war going on. I don't know if you want to feel bad all the time.
So if I run out of the house, he can play a card and start shooting at me. So you never know. It's like, should I
Yeah,
take the risk? Should I try to get over the field? The answer is no, because he shot me all the time. Oh no, I did get once over to those woods. For me, this is a super exciting narrative game. Yes, with a lot of random, but that adds to the narrative. But I agree that it's not the prettiest kid on the block.
I guess in the middle. I actually the fact that you taught me it wrong
So
makes me think.
here's a tip for you guys. If you play a war game with someone, make up a new house rule and tell them that you didn't play correctly the previous time. That's how you can get them to play again. All right, and now we're down to my #1 game of all time. Not like a war game, just period. War game, game.
So it's the day.
It's the day!
Janis is setting up. Here I stand, and we're gonna have a good time.
The best time.
He's gonna have the best time playing it, and we'll see. This is the final judgment day. Are war games for me, Janis?
I'm not sure.
Anyways, I'm gonna play England, Henry VIII,
Yep.
and we'll try to get women pregnant.
Yeah, get through those wives.
And you think we're joking? No, we're not. See?
I'm playing the Protestants. Gonna have some religious debates going on. Let's freeze this moment in time. Your face and how you look before starting this, okay? Beginning of the day, it's actually almost 9 a.m. Let's see how you feel in like 10 hours.
He's so happy with himself.
I am very happy.
We had a simpler game, we had mid-level games, and then we had to go all in this one.
This
and
game
play.
takes longer than all of these combined to play.
Yeah. And also, it feels more of a diplomatic game than it does as a war game, which I really enjoyed. Each of you will play as asymmetric powers. Ottomans won, right?
Yeah,
England
Ottomans.
did not win. I played that one.
16th century Europe, where everyone does their own thing pretty much so. And a lot of people, things like cross over, and you're always in somebody else's face.
And sometimes actually two people can stand up and go outside the room.
There is a
Talk
separate
some-
phase for that. Yeah, and then they come back smiling, and you're like, oh, this is not gonna go well for me.
Both of them are your neighbors, so you know that things are gonna go down. If you're playing this one, I'll be sad if you don't invite me. 'Cause
Wow.
it's an experience, definitely. It's a game that is not that much about how you will win or move your armies. It's an experience. What's gonna happen, how history is gonna change, and it's gonna be random.
It is going to be random. I
definitely-
think this one is the most random of them all.
And also getting through the rule book took as much time as almost playing it. So it's a difficult one, but definitely go in this collection, which I would even
Wow.
suggest,
Okay.
hey, you know what,
It's-
let's play.
This is by far the lightest and shortest.
Yeah.
And this is by far the longest and heaviest.
These two surprised me. Cool history, I learned a lot, but this, I already have played this with different events. But I'm super happy that you got finally
Oh, I
played.
did. I'm like, I hadn't played this for 10 years. They still hold up. I still love them and can't wait to play them again.
Yeah.
If we do another video, which game should have given to Janis to try to convert him to this side of the hobby?
Yeah.
Maybe I picked the wrong ones. Maybe I should have picked something else.
So what are the end results? Are historic war games a hobby worth exploring? Definitely yes.
In these 5 months, I learned about the history of India, I learned about history of Japan, I learned about 16th century, as well as the Second World War. All of this in just 5 plays, and I'm definitely much smarter than I was before. I do enjoy some mechanisms more than others, and not all games will be hits, and not all games I will play this for the second time, but I definitely feel like it was worth playing all of them at least once. Thank you for coming on the journey with me. We'll see you next week.
All right, thank you for watching. Consider supporting us.
You guys are great. See you next time.
Bye.